Hey friends, you're listening to a special podcast episode recorded live at Pax8 Beyond in Denver, where the brightest minds and boldest innovators in cloud, cybersecurity, and IT services gathered to define the future of our industry. A big thank you to our incredible partners who helped make this event possible, LionGuard, BVoIP, and TrueGrid, and of course, Pax8 for creating this unforgettable experience. And now, on with the show. Hello friends, Uncle Marv here with another episode of the IT Business Podcast, recording live on day 2 at Pax8 Beyond in Denver, Colorado. It is a nice, beautiful day. Everybody looks wide awake and refreshed, and we're going to have a great day 2. So to start us off, I have a new friend to the show. Kathleen Lord from Zensai is in the house. Kathy, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous this morning, and you're right, the energy is off the charts on day 2.
Yeah.
And lots of innovation coming out already.
Yep. And it helps that, the music is thumping when you walk into the general session.
If you weren't awake, you are now.
Yes. All right. So how are you enjoying the conference so far?
Well, so this is our first event at Pax8 Ecosystem, and it has been amazing. The welcome we've received from the Pax8 colleagues, from the MSPs. After 2 sessions on the exhibit floor, we've been just overwhelmed with positive feedback that people have been waiting for a solution like Zensai.
Well, let me go ahead and follow that lead and talk about your solution.
Yeah.
It was pitched to me as compliance is broken.
Yes.
So, of course, I'm going to need you to tell me what does that mean.
Tell you a little more about that. Well, let's break that down, and we'll give an example that I think most of the MSPs in your audience can probably relate to, and that's revolving around cybersecurity, for example, right? And what do you think the biggest challenges in mitigating risk around cybersecurity? Is it getting the right technology or the tools or the systems or the implementation?
Well, you mean after the MSP, as the bottleneck?
MSPs are all going to do a great job on that. But the thing that we still have the challenge with is you and I, right? Like the human
It's
aspect.
always the human, yeah.
And so it doesn't matter how great of a job the MSP does of selecting the right tool for the customer, getting a great job implementing it, if we don't have a great way of training them on it in a cost-effective fashion, making sure that the organization has not only defined the right policies, but that the users are trained on it on a regular basis, because I know I take it at least twice a year. And, sometimes it still surprises me of something new that I know I've already taken. So we provide the solution that bridges that gap from you implement a great product and do a great job of that to making sure that the users are trained in a cost-effective way in the flow of their work, and that you can then report on that and manage it with your customers. And so it's a full learning management system built natively in Microsoft, so it sits in Teams. So I could bring up my phone and take a training right now through my Teams app, SharePoint, Outlook. And so the ability not to have a trainer on staff, not to have to try and schedule a live training with your users, or one of our MSPs came up to me last night and said, when we implement SharePoint, we onboard them and then we don't even do any training. And then, they're frustrated because they don't have good adoption, but we don't have a way of doing it. Right? So that's the problem we solve.
So let me ask, because you mentioned SharePoint training, and most people don't include that in their compliance training. Most of it is just, whether it's the basic cybersecurity stuff or just simply, basic security stuff. So are you talking about training all across the board in the 365 platform?
So it can be one product. So we use like compliance training because I think it's like one of those obvious things that most people understand, right? But what's great is you can take the Zensai, learning platform, and you can actually utilize that for one or all of the products that you sell to your customer. And what became really exciting for a number of the firms through our discussions these 2 days is what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So why would they not utilize that same training platform to train all of their consultants and their employees of the MSP? So what better way to roll out a new offering to your customers than it's something you're using internally for the exact same purpose, right? So especially some of the larger MSPs were super excited about this is how we train ourselves. This is how we train our customers and ensure that we get not only great adoption, but that we can ensure that they're compliant around it too, if it's something that's compliant oriented.
Okay. Now, let me ask you the question that most MSPs probably want to know first. How easy is it for the users?
Okay. Disclaimer here, I'm a salesperson, right?
Okay.
So you can take whatever stereotypes you want out of that.
Okay.
I can use it. And the great thing is, because it's native on Microsoft, right, we utilize all the beautifulness of Copilot in the Microsoft infrastructure, so user identification, management, all of that. And you can actually use Copilot to take a PowerPoint, PDF, create a course out of that, and with quizzes and all that, and roll it out to your users. So from an administrative perspective, super easy. I could do it. So that's my lowest common denominator test, right?
Okay.
From an end user experience, I mean, if you can open Teams app on your phone or your computer or what have you, all you have to do is, I mean, it's such a beautiful experience. So it literally looks native to Teams.
Okay. Now, I'm going to call you out a little bit here when you talked about even you can use it.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, you've got 20 plus years of experience in the tech world. That's a little bit more than our end users.
Sure.
So let's talk about your history real quick. Most of your stuff has been in SaaS, is that correct?
It has. So early days when, ironically, MSP meant something different. It was a managed service provider.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Minnesota State Police.
Or the ASP, the application service provider.
ASP, yeah.
So those pre-SaaS. So I was pre-SaaS and grew up in that world. B2B early days at Proofpoint and not cybersecurity. We didn't have cybersecurity then, but security and web filtering and all that. So that world, and then a lot of B2B applications. And one of the things that I learned, and not necessarily in the Microsoft ecosystem and with Pax8, but sold accounting and ERP solutions, HR, people, payroll solutions through channel. And the thing that you have to do to be successful, and in my opinion, to win the hearts of our MSPs, you got to make it easy for them.
Yes.
You got to keep it simple, make it easy. And, our goal in doing this is to make it be like it's the combo meal with the customer. You want fries or a large drink with the solution, because it's going to be more filling, it's going to taste better, and you're going to be happier when it's all done, right? So
you're going to be hooked and want to come back with that craving.
Well, and so you actually, Marvin, you bring up a really interesting point that I hadn't necessarily thought of, and several of the MSPs brought it up over the last 2 days, and they're like, this is such a great opportunity for us to re-engage with our current customers, to talk to them about ways in which we can continue to add value. We can help them make sure they're getting maximum return out of their products that they've purchased or implementations. We can help make sure that their policies are being adhered to, etc. And so they looked at it as a way to continue to drive expansion, because we know it's easier to sell more to our current customer than it is to get a new one, right? So they looked at this as like a great tool for being able to do that. And they can, there's the ability to put whatever content you want in there to go train on, right? Whether you use AI to create it, you get it from the manufacturer and you put it in. Or many of our MSPs are brilliant and have a lot of intellectual property around whatever their specialty is. They can load up that content too. And so it's a great way to go back in, generate a new project, perhaps then expands to a new product or just services. And so they're seeing it as a marketing and sales generation tool as well.
Okay. So So what was it that out of all your stuff you did before that led you into doing Zensai?
So a number of things. It was sort of like this perfect storm, but I love selling to SMBs. I love being able to make a difference for them and letting them punch above their weight, right? And so helping them do that. I am a huge fan of education, and I think it helps, whether it's the company, the employees, partners, be the best version of themselves they can be every day as individuals and as the collective group. I had the opportunity a few years ago to work in the learning management space with a company called SkillJar, which focused more on training, sort of this use case of training your customers on your product. But we sold to the ISVs. And so really had an appreciation for what it takes to train up end users on new products. Worked a lot in HR people payroll, understood that, and so it was this bringing together of experience in SMBs, experience with direct and channel, experience in education, and how do you drive training internally and externally to your organization, and fell in love with the people and the product at Zensai.
So let me start asking, you're the Chief Revenue Officer, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So of course the money questions come in. How affordable is this for MSPs to add this to their staff and roll it out?
Absolutely. Great question. I'm glad you asked it, because going back to the question of my comment around how do you make it simple for MSPs to sell? I mean, it's got to be something that, do you want the combo meal, right? So really straight, simple pricing. So it's $8 per user per month, up to 100 users. You get over 100 users, it's $6 per user per month. And you can use it for training one product you sell them, or 10 products you sell them. So it becomes a very cost-effective solution once you have it in there, to be able to just keep on driving value and services and engagement with that, right? And the thing that may not be as obvious up front is that it also drives stickiness of all the other products you've sold.
Right.
So because they're using it, you can prove they're using it, you've trained everybody on it, and all. So the solution basically pays for itself with the first product, and then
after that, it's gravy.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Is orange your official color?
Orange is the official color. So I'm going to tell you all. So my LinkedIn name is Kathleen Lord. So you can look me up for Kathleen Lord. Follow, and you will see on LinkedIn the orange tsunami, as we call it. We are very prolific on LinkedIn. We're firm believers in sharing what we're doing and what's happening and promoting the betterment of people and companies. And so you'll see the bright orange.
And what's the HH looking logo thing on your shirt?
So we are a Danish company.
Okay.
But about 50% of our business is in the U.S., but we will be at Beyond Amsterdam as well. So we have about 35% of our business in Europe. This stands for Holly Hansen. It's the brand of jacket. It's a European brand. And so I don't know. I'm not into European fashion, but apparently it's very cool because everybody's, you have a Holly Hansen jacket?
Oh, so it means something significant.
Yes. So I'm very fashionable today.
There you go.
In my bright orange jacket.
Step your game up, right? All right, Kathy. Well, is there anything beyond the questions that I've asked that you think would really be of benefit to anyone listening, the managed service providers? Because a lot of us really didn't know who you were until now.
Well, so this is the thing. It's not that we've been the best kept secret. We just became a partner this spring, and we are launching on the marketplace between mid-July and end of July. So we'll be transactable then. We've already been transactable on the Microsoft Marketplace for years. And so coming into the Pax8 ecosystem and opening up this whole new category of solution opportunity is exciting. If you're interested in more, we're at booth 222 here at Beyond, or connect with us on LinkedIn, connect with me, and as we do the launch in the next month, we'll keep everybody apprised of when it's available, details, tools, demos, etc., so you can determine if it makes sense to increase each of your deal sizes by that extra $8 per user per month.
Okay. Well, I have to apologize in letting you know this won't air until after the conference, so nobody will make it to your booth by listening to this. However, the question is going to be, should they wait until you're in the Pax8 marketplace? Are there any special deals, or should they just go ahead and search you out now?
So we are sort of embargoed until we're live on the marketplace.
Okay.
But doesn't stop you from reaching out to learn more. So www.zensai.com, and you can learn about us. Reach out to me personally on LinkedIn, and I'll get you connected up with my channel team that would love to connect with you and tell you more about the program and what we're doing and all of that. So we're all in.
Great.
Thanks for having me.
So which do you think will be better, here in Denver and Amsterdam?
That's a tough call. That's a political. So I'm gonna go. I love Amsterdam, so I'm gonna say Amsterdam. But Denver has been very, very generous with the weather and the facility and the people. So I don't know. It's a toss up. But I love Amsterdam.
I get it.
I don't know.
No need to waver here. It's a simple question. Folks, thank you for tuning in. Kathy Lord or Kathleen Lord on the LinkedIn. Check her out and look for the orange tsunami.
There you go.
And then check out Zensai, Zensai, and get your learning groove on. So that's going to do it here, folks, for this episode. We'll be back with more from Pax8 Beyond. See you soon. Holla.